Hello there. My name remains Ajiboye Jacob, and I welcome you to the Global Tutor Virtual Class. We are still on our Jamb revision, and we are still on the topic coordinate geometry. We have looked at the distance between 2 points. We have looked at the coordinate of midpoint. We have looked at gradients. So today we want to look at equation of lines. We want to look at the equation of lines. The first one, we call it gradient intercepts form. We call it gradient intercept form. And that means y equals mx plus c. Now, this m here stands for what? Gradient. So m there is the what? Gradient. And c there is the what? Intercept. So the equation of a line can be in this form: y equals mx plus c. For instance, if I tell you there is a line that has y equals 2x plus 3, I now ask you a question. I said, what is the equation, what is the gradient of this line? Just compare it to the equation of line. So what will be the gradient? The gradient of this line will be what? 2. So the first equation of line is in the form gradient intercept form, and the formula is y equals mx plus c. That's the first one. The second equation of line is gradient and 1 point. Now, if I give you the gradient of a line n, and I give you that it passes through points x1, y1. I give you the gradient of the line n, and it passes through points x1, y1. You can write the equation of line as n equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. Meaning you can say y minus y1 is m bracket x minus x1. This is the what? The formula when it comes to the equation of the line given the gradient and 1 point. So you have y minus y1 equals m into a bracket x minus x1. Let's take this. If I give you the gradient of a line, I say a line passes through point 2, 3 and has a gradient of minus 1. I now ask you to write the equation of this line. So what will you do? x1, y1. What's the formula? Y minus y1 equals gradient bracket x minus x1. So we have y minus, what is y1? 3 equals gradient minus 1 bracket x minus x1. What is x1? 2. So we now open the brackets. So if we open the brackets, we have y minus 3 equals minus 1 times x. That will give me minus x. Minus 1 times minus 2. That will give me 2. So if we collect the like terms, we have y equals, this one moves here, minus x plus 2 plus 3. So y equals minus x plus 5. So you can say y is 5 minus x. This is the equation of the line that passes through points 2, 3 and has a gradient of minus 1. So we look at gradient and intercept form, gradient and 1 point. You are given the gradient, you are given 1 point. This is how to work the equation of a line. Another format for the equation of a line. Another format for the equation of a line. The other format is called 2-point form. When you are given 2 points. See, for instance, now you are given x1, y1 and x2, y2. You are given that a line passes through these 2 points They now ask you to find the equation of what? Of the line. So you just come down and say y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is the formula to find the equation of a line that passes through this point and this point. We will use it like we have been using others to quickly solve an example. Let's assume I gave you a point. I tell you, find the equation of a line that passes through 1, 1 and minus 2, 1. I said, find the equation of a line that passes through these 2 points. What will you do? x1, y1, x2, y2. What's the formula? Y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what do we have? Y minus y1, that's 1, over x minus x1, that's 1, equals y2, 1 minus y1, that is what? 1, over x2, what is x2? Minus 2 minus, what do we have? x1, 1. So what do we have? Y minus y1 over x minus 1 equals 0 over this minus this, that's minus 3. So if we cross multiply, we have y minus 1 bracket 3 equals 0 bracket x minus 1. Open the bracket, this times this 3y, this times this minus 3 equals this times this 0. So it means the equation of the line is 3y minus 3 equals 0. This is the equation of that line. So if you are given 2 points, this and this, and you are asked to find the equation of the line, just apply this formula. The last format for the equation of the line is what we call, that's number 4, general form. And what is that? Ax plus by plus c equals 0. This is the general equation of the line. Now, most often, when you are given the general equation of line, they expect you to change it to gradient intercept form so that you can obtain some facts. For instance, I give you 2x plus 3y minus 2 equals 0. I now ask you, this is the equation of a line. And I'm saying, what is the gradient and what is the intercept? So what do? You rearrange it. You have 3y. If this one crosses the equality sign, become minus 2x. If this one crosses the equality sign, become plus 2. Now, you have 3y. You need to get the coefficient of y here to be 1. So divide by 3. So you have 3y over 3 equals minus 2x over 3 plus 2 over 3. This and this. So what do we have? Y equals minus 2 over 3x plus 2 over 3. If you compare this with this equation of line, y equals ms plus c, it follows therefore that everything here will be the gradient. So the gradient is what? Minus 2 over 3. Then the intercept c is what? 2 over 3. So this is what we call equation of line. This is what we call equation of line. Gradient intercept form, gradient and 1 point, 2 point form, and the general form. This is what we call the equation of line. There was a question on it, though it's not very common for Jamb to set question directly from this, except the application of it. But this year there was a question. I'll quickly run the question and we solve it. Then we go to how these equations can be applied, and we'll solve questions and pass questions like we have been doing for all other subtopics. Let's look at this question. question was from Jamb 2012. Question number 34. The question is very direct. They said, find the equation of the line that passes through 2, 1 and minus 1 over 2, 4. The question reads, find the equation of the line that passes through this point. x1, y1, x2, y2, y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you have y minus y1 is what? 1 over x minus x1 is what? 2 equals y2 4 minus y1 1 over x2 minus half minus x1 2. So what do we have? Y minus 1 over x minus 2 equals this minus this. That gives me 3. Divided by, this is minus half minus 2. That gives me minus 2 over. You can quickly change this one to improper fraction. So you have y minus 1 over x minus 2 equals 3 divided by, if you change this to improper fraction, you have minus 5 over 2. Now, from your knowledge of mathematics, it is like saying 3 divided by minus 5 over 2. So when you change it, you have 3 times minus 2 over 5. So this is what this will become. So you have minus 1, y minus 1 over x minus 2 equals 3 times minus 2 over 5. So if you solve that, you have minus 1 over 2 equals x minus 2 equals this times this minus 6 over 5. So we can now cross multiply. If we cross multiply, we have 5 brackets y minus 1 equals minus 6 brackets x minus 2. Open the bracket, this times this 5y, this times this minus 5 equals this times this minus 6x, this times this minus times minus plus 2 times 6, 12. So what do we do? Collect like terms. This one will move here. So you have 5y equals minus 6x plus 12 plus 5. So you can have 5y equals minus 6x, this plus this plus 17. So you can rearrange as a 5y equals 17 minus 6x. This is the equation of the line. And that is an extract from 2012 question 34. We are asked to find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points. And this is how to solve it. I'll leave you with this question. In my next video, we'll be looking at parallel line and perpendicular line. And this one, we now see how it is applied in equation of lines. So the 4 forms of equation of lines that we have: gradient and intercept form, gradient and 1 point. Then we have 2 points. And we have the general ax plus by plus c equals 0. So these are the 4 forms of the equation of line. Look in your past question and search for questions under equation of line. So long.